on the light rail.
Good evening. Thanks a lot for being with us, everybody. I'm Steve Dunn.
And I'm Deborah Knapp. The latest attack apparently happened on a Blue Line train headed toward downtown Portland. It is our top local story at 11. K2's Brian Barker is live with more tonight. Brian?
Deb, good evening. Most of these attacks happen after dark all over town. You know, whether this is a growing problem depends on who you ask. Some police officers I talk to say it's getting worse. Others say it's under control.
A crackdown on the red line. A swarm of police and fare inspectors making their presence known.
It's not safe.
Dawn Flinches says the security is too late for her. She says she was attacked 2 weeks ago by a group of teenagers.
On my way out, the kid, the biggest kid, he's about 6'1", decides to spit at me again a couple more times, and then he shoves me.
Flinches says she blew out her knee.
I'm furious.
Now the Flinches are considering moving out of state. Trains, they say, are too dangerous, and random assaults do happen.
A couple of months ago, I was headed home on the train and I witnessed an assault. About a dozen teenagers started beating a man back here towards the back of the train. He got down into a fetal position to defend himself, but they continued to beat him and stomp on him. The entire assault was caught on this camera.
The pictures show the attack and several of the attackers. After K2 aired these pictures this summer, police arrested 2 teenagers, one 13, one 15.
You try to be nice, and they still harass you.
Asked riders, and some have problems, while others feel safe.
No, I haven't. I've been riding it most of my life. Last 10 years, no problems.
Is it a common occurrence? No. Is it a frequent occurrence? No, it's not. Does it happen? Sure.
But this undercover officer says crackdowns like this make a huge difference.
But they're dropping the ball.
Too late, the Flinches say, for them.
And transit police are still looking into the Flinches story. They need to look at the videotape, and they say they need to talk to the Flinches a little bit more before they actually confirm that story and then start investigating it. They say they have 34 sworn officers plus 22 security guards who patrol the light rail 24 hours a day. They say they just can't be everywhere all the time. We are live in Northeast Portland tonight. Brian Barker, K2 News.
Brian, thank you very much for that. Other news, every single day, 60,000 drivers rumble over the crumbling MLK Viaduct. You might be one of them. In a few months, those cars and trucks will move a lot slower as the bridge undergoes a major overhaul. K2's Paul Book is live in Southeast Portland. And Paul, you saw firsthand how the viaduct is absolutely falling to pieces.
Yeah, firsthand evidence that this old bridge is falling apart. We're underneath the viaduct right now, and there are a lot of columns like this that are braced with steel just so they hold up. What we'd like you to do right now is come along with us for a ride and a look, up close look, at a dying viaduct.
This is a Portland traffic artery that requires a major operation. Every day, 60,000 vehicles cross the MLK Viaduct, a 70-year-old bridge at the end of its lifespan.
If you think it's bad to drive across the MLK Viaduct, try walking across it. All over, there is exposed rebar. There should be concrete here. And in some sections of this bridge, all you have to do is touch, and things fall apart. Repairs can't wait another day.
Just doing some finishing touches.
ODOT plans a $50 million overhaul of the MLK Viaduct, a project that will last 3.5 years.
It's a very high priority for ODOT to replace, so we're looking forward to it going to bid in early this spring in February, and construction should start within a couple of months thereafter.
Jet Ranger 2 gives the bird's eye view of the viaduct. Now let's look at the map. The blue swath is the old viaduct. The new is drawn out, complete with bike lanes and greenery. Traffic will continue with construction, but at a slower speed.
We've got 3 lanes in McLaughlin right now, and they go pretty fast. I don't know what's going to happen if they only have 2 lanes or down to 1. You know, it might be pretty hairy.
It's nasty. You do it, and then it's better afterwards. So, yes, it's always...
For his trial, David Webster's defense attorney requested the trial be moved to another county, but that motion was denied. Superior Court Judge Cameron Mitchell says he believes an impartial jury will be selected from the county's jury pool. A Walla Walla 8th grader faces criminal charges for allegedly making a bomb threat to a school earlier today. This is the 3rd bomb threat in Walla Walla schools in a week. Today, school officials evacuated Garrison Middle School and police searched the school. The 2 previous threats occurred at Walla Walla High School. Now, the district is offering a $500 reward for information. Call Walla Walla Police at 527-4434 or the Safe School Hotline, that number 1-800-418-6423, extension 359.
The Bush administration wants to add another safety measure to protect against mad cow disease. The new proposal would ban cattle parts and feed for all animals, including pigs, chickens, and pets. Cattle have gotten the brain-wasting disease by eating feed that contained contaminated cattle remains. The acting FDA commissioner says the measures would make an already small risk even smaller.
Within the Northwest tonight, the recall election of Spokane Mayor James West could be officially announced by the end of this week. Elections workers have already verified about 75% of the signatures needed to put it on a special ballot. The county elections manager says the county will probably have the required signatures by tomorrow. And a man who led police on a dangerous car chase through Seattle suburbs will appear in court tomorrow for a bail hearing. Authorities booked 24-year-old Ryan James Wade Everett of Seattle into the King County Jail early today for investigation of burglary, robbery, car theft, and felony flight.
Across America tonight, Republicans continue arguing about the president's latest nomination to the Supreme Court. Nominating Harriet Mier seems to have angered several Republican congressmen. Conservatives are disappointed the president didn't pick a nominee with clear conservative views. Despite the infighting amongst Republicans, many still expect Myers will be confirmed. And newly appointed Chief Justice John Roberts heard arguments on an Oregon state law that allows doctor-assisted suicide. The Bush administration is challenging the law. Oregon is the only state in the nation to pass such a law, but other states are looking at introducing similar legislation.
More residents returned to New Orleans today, more than a month after Hurricane Katrina destroyed much of the city. Flooding can still be found in a few parts of the city, but a sign of things returning to normal. Amtrak will start service to the city next week. On Wall Street, fears over inflation caused a big drop in all three indexes. The Dow fell more than 120 points. The Nasdaq lost about 36, and the S&P dropped 18 points.
Around the world tonight, a car bomb attack on a mosque killed at least 25 people south of Baghdad. The bomb exploded at the entrance of a Shiite Muslim mosque in Halah as hundreds of worshipers gathered for prayers on the first day of Ramadan. The attack injured 87 others. Al-Qaeda in Iraq has called for stepped-up attacks during Ramadan. Meanwhile, Iraqi police, backed by U.S. forces, captured more than 30 suspected insurgents today. The forces captured the suspects at hideouts south of Baghdad. U.S. troops call the area where the raids took place the Triangle of Death because of the frequency of insurgent attacks. And heavy rains causing floods and mudslides have killed more than 100 people across Central America. At least 50 people were killed in El Salvador as rains from Hurricane Stan continue to pour on the region. The mudslides and floods forced thousands of people to evacuate.
In more local news, as the pace and pressures of the school year pick up, counselors at Columbia Basin College want to help students who may have problems with depression. Tomorrow is National Depression Screening Day, and CBC is offering 2 hours of free screenings for students. It's estimated 19 million adults in the United States suffer from clinical depression. The affliction is especially difficult for college students. Counselors say the pressures of balancing school and work and problems with self-worth and sexuality are issues affecting college students.
And of course, going to college for the first time, it dramatically changes what's happening to your normal everyday life, and that can be unsettling for a lot of people.
The college offers counseling to students free of charge. In cases where medication may be needed to be prescribed, students are referred to services off campus. The free screening takes place in the CBC Hub tomorrow from 11 to 1.
Well, it was a fairly gray start to the day and a fairly gray evening out there. A lot of cloud cover, a lot of low clouds hanging over the region. With those low clouds, we're staying a little bit warmer than we could be across the area. Basically, temperatures are in the mid and upper 50s right now. 56 for Walla Walla and Pendleton, a 55-degree reading in the Tri-Cities, and 54 for Ellensburg and Moses Lake. Tonight, we'll have a lot of partly cloudy skies out there. Some of those clouds will be breaking up. They'll give us a chance to drop to the lower 40s. 42 for the low tonight in the Tri-Cities. And then tomorrow, partly cloudy skies with more clouds coming in during 67 today, 72 degrees for your Thursday high. I'll be back in a few minutes to give you the full weekend forecast that's coming up, but we continue the JV squad as we head out to the newsroom. Matt Reichman is standing by with Leadoff Sports.
Thanks, Jonathan. In the leadoff spot tonight, the boys of summer have become the boys of autumn. The playoffs raging on in the bigs. We show you what happened between the Yanks and Angels tonight. Yankees with a one-game lead, 3 big plays. That's Juan Rivera, the solo shot, Benji Molina, the single to center, and RBI, and then Molina again in the 8th, golfs it out. This one barely getting out, right past Hideki Matsui. That giving the Angels a 5-2 lead. They go on to win by the final of 5-3 and tie things up between them and the Yankees. They'll now head to the Bronx. Well, coming up in about 15 minutes, more highlights from baseball. Plus, the Sonics talk about how things are shaping up as the Bob Weiss era continues for the Seattle Sonics. That's it for right now, though. Scott and Jenny, back to you.
All right, Matt, thank you. Well, in a few minutes, one of Katrina's survivors has made her way to the desert after escaping the hurricane's wrath.
Coming up, we'll go in depth to tell you how one woman made it out of her flooded house and into local classrooms. Stay with us.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Wilcox Furniture.
Putting your children in child safety seats is definitely the right thing to do. But did you know 80 to 90% of these seats are installed or used improperly? That's a scary statistic. Seats that aren't installed correctly don't protect your children like they should. And remember, the safest place for your children of any age is the back seat. Your local police department would be glad to check your child safety seats to make sure they're installed correctly.
Outdoors in the fall, tailgating, travel, cruising, back to school, no matter what you're up to.
Les Schwab's has got the tires to get you there. Passengers, performance, pickup, and SUV. Right now, our most popular are on sale.
Tire prices start at just $19.99. Tremendous savings on extreme battery power, too.
Need shocks for your car, pickup, or SUV? Buy 3, get 1 free.
Plus, we've got over 25 different styles of custom wheels on sale.
Our biggest of the year, fall sale, now at the Les Schwab sign.
We foster preparing dinner.
We foster sharing dinner.
At Foster Farms, the only thing in our fresh chicken is chicken. No added hormones, steroids, or artificial enhancers.
We foster wearing dinner.
Foster Farms. We foster pure, honest-to-goodness.
Oh, you beautiful doll, you great big beautiful doll.
It's that time of year to get all dolled up.
I just love the charms about you.
Ross has the latest dresses for 40 to 65% off department store prices. Going to a party or just stepping out on the town, you'll look like $1 million, but you won't pay one.
Oh, 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 you beautiful doll.
Dress week at Ross. Don't miss it.
This is BNN.
Good evening. In sports news tonight, the Spiders took on the Scorpions in cricket. The game was called on account of bug spray.
Come into Money Tree for a payday loan and get up to $700 cash in just minutes. Plus, Money Tree cashes all types of checks, and money orders are always free with every payday loan or check cashing transaction. Open evenings and weekends for your convenience. Money Tree, your cash solution.
A portion of the news is brought to you by Yolk's Fresh Market.
Live from the KNDU night team, this is KNDU Local News 11 at 11.
The news faculty member at WSU Tri-Cities has a unique story to tell. She's a survivor of Hurricane Katrina, now trying to start over in the Tri-Cities.
Matt Daigle goes in depth to tell us how the hurricane led this woman to the desert.
The water was so fast, it was just gushing. There was nothing I could do.
A harrowing account of a truly frightening experience.
It's sort of like if you saw the movie Titanic, that's how quickly my house filled. By the time it was, I'd say an hour, maybe an hour and a half, the entire house was filled. And I had nowhere to go.
The aftermath of Katrina saw Ward experiencing true poverty for the first time in her life. one of the thousands who had everything stripped away by fierce winds and rising water.
And that degree I had, any money I had, any self-inflated importance I had, counted for nothing. All I was a poor lady wandering around in a hospital gown with no shoes.
But in the days that followed, an opportunity presented itself by way of email. One over 2,600 miles away, but still an opportunity.
And so we exchanged emails, and they were very persuasive, and I knew that I could not teach in my other schools at the time, and so I said, okay.
Will she ever go back? Ward says she's not sure.
It's pretty depressing to be in New Orleans right now. It's not a pretty place. Everything is gray, brown, the trees are dead, the bushes are dead, the yards are dead.
But if there is something worth returning to, Ward says, it's that indelible spirit that New Orleans possesses.
So I think if that spirit's there, and I think it's still there, if it's still there and it gets stronger, then the city will survive.
Hey, that was Matt Daigle with that story. Now for a look ahead in weather, here's Jonathan Lowe in the Fast Alert Forecast Center. Jonathan?
Well, Scott, it was a fairly cool day today by normal standards, but will we see a rise in those temperatures, and will we get back to the temperatures that we normally see this time of the year? I'll let you know that coming up after the break, but first, here are the highs and lows from this Wednesday, October 5th, 2005.
Thanks for watching KNDU Local News. You can get local news anytime on the digital local news channel, KNDU Digital 25.2. Log on to kndu.com for more information.
Hey, John, do you...
They're hard to put down. The new quarter-pound mushroom Swiss grill burgers at Dairy Queen. Do one and DQ something different.
Life is a series of choices between work or play, practical or impractical, asparagus or French fries. But why settle for or when you can have and? At Safeway, we think food can be healthy and convenient, delicious and easy. Not just ingredients for meals, ingredients for life. Safeway.
Clean up, save. Perfect savings. Save that cash for later. Spot that money saver.
See, spot, save.
If you've been injured and it's the other guy's fault, dealing with their insurance company could be confusing.
You don't need a lawyer. Come on, trust me. I'll get back to you on this really, really soon. You know, I just need to finish up your paperwork.
You don't have to be a farmer to know the rabbits shouldn't watch the carrots. So call Hames, Anderson & Whitlow for experienced legal advice. Your first visit's free. Hames, Anderson & Whitlow. We're here to help.
A portion of the news is brought to you by Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yes, a lot of cloud cover in the sky off the top and weather tonight. Good evening, folks. The Les Schwab Tower Cam showing us a lot of cloud cover from earlier today across the region. The valleys were sort of basking in it all day. Also, a lot of it for the basin. As you see off the Costless Carpet Tower Cam, there weren't many clouds later on in the afternoon for the foothills, and that's why they got warmer than most all the other regions in this area. Let's look at temperatures. Currently, it's 54 degrees in the Tri-Cities, 53 for Yakima. The dew points are around 44 and 43 degrees, respectively, in both locations. That means the relative humidity is really rising up to around 70%. The winds are staying calm. The barometric pressure hasn't moved much since 5 and 6 o'clock, and we haven't had much precipitation today. 54 degrees currently in Ellensburg with a double nickel of 55 for Wenatchee, 57 for both Hermiston and Walla Walla, and as you head to Pendleton along the foothills of the Blue Mountains, it is 53 degrees as of 11 o'clock. The Pacific water vapor looking at this big storm system that is still rotating in the Gulf of Alaska. A couple of little centers, one here and then one dropping down to the south. That's helping to push this area of cloud cover, this area of moisture, closer to the northwest. That means we could see a little bit more cloud cover coming in again tomorrow as this little piece of the storm continues to move on toward the south and east and get closer and closer to the Puget Sound and central and eastern Washington. Satellite and radar, you can see a lot of low clouds this evening, all the way from the northeastern border with Canada down to Spokane to Pullman, back west toward the valleys and the eastern slopes of the Cascade Mountains. And that will continue tomorrow because we're going to see more of this energy coming toward the region as the jet stream sinks to the south. We're going to get a change in the air temperature from the yellows and golds and the reds we've seen the last couple of days. Now more of this green, more of this cool air coming in from the north. That'll give us a chance to cool down not only into tomorrow, but also into Friday and the weekend. We could see temperatures back toward the lower 60s before all is said and done. And then once again, after Sunday, we should get a little bit of a ridge coming into the region. We should warm up just a little bit. Tomorrow across the northwest, we're experiencing a lot of 60s across the region. 63 for Pullman and Portland, 67 for LeGrand, 69 in Bend. A little bit warm as you head to the southeast where they get a little bit more sunshine in Boise. A high of 73 degrees in Seattle, 57 with a little bit of rain shower activity heading into the shoreline. Well, let's check out tonight's temperatures for the valleys. We're going to see temperatures mainly from the upper 30s to lower 40s with a lot of partly cloudy skies. Heading into tomorrow, partly cloudy conditions with temperatures back toward the 70-degree mark, 69 for both Yakima and Toppenish. The basin and foothills tonight, expect to see a lot of star cloud mixes out there. Chance to see some twilight with temperatures back toward the lower and mid 40s. And then for your wonderful Thursday activities, we get partly cloudy skies and temperatures mainly in the lower 70s. Next 7 days, expect to see a drop in those temperatures, as I said, toward the weekend, and then we'll have another rise in those temperatures as we head toward the middle of next week. So a little bit more sunshine.
Wow. Well, good. It's been getting chilly out there.
Yes, it has, in the mornings and in the late afternoons.
I know. I keep running out to the car with, you know, still wearing short sleeves. It's a bad idea.
Need to change
Jonathan,
that.
We're glad you're here, but we should mention why Tim is gone. Jonathan's going to be here for Tim as Tim fulfills his duties for the Naval Reserves.
That's right, and Tim has been sent to New Orleans. He's going to be helping out in the Gulf Coast area at the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. There's Tim on some of his prior deployments. He's been to 10 European countries. That's in Bosnia. He was deployed for a year in Bosnia. So Tim has been all over the place, and we're going to miss him, but he's fulfilling a great job for the Navy, doing reports on what the Navy is doing to help out the victims down there. So,
and he'll be updating for us.
Exactly.
So people need to tune in and listen and hear about his adventures and stuff. It should be pretty interesting.
That's right. This day one of the Jonathan Lowe experience, folks.
I know, and we've got to hang in there because Jonathan's working for many nights.
Many a night, but it's for
a good ride.
It's for a good cause. Tim is going to do great things for us down there.
All right. Let's talk about sports now. And coming up, we head to Sonics practice to hear from the team. Talk AMS moves, too.
Welcome to today's chock full of playoff baseball. Matt Reichman's got the highlights straight ahead.
Damon scores. Renteria scores. 2-0.
There's everybody.
Nothing's more fun than 340 horses. The Cayenne is Porsche. There is no substitute.
So for most two-cycle engines, you set the switch to on, set the choke, prime it, then you pull the cord. Cool, thanks.
Okay, sir, I got it all figured out. You gotta switch it to on, pull the choke,
What?
When you're ready for outdoor power equipment, assembled, sold, and serviced by real experts, you're ready for a Steel.
No one will lose their day in court. I-330 allows for voluntary arbitration.
Voluntary? Under I-330 Insurance Company.
I was thinking about getting a French dip. Wow, we're gonna need 2 cars.
At only $2.99, Arby's French dip is sure to be on a lot of minds. We're talking freshly sliced roast beef on a toasted French roll, along with a side of hot savory au jus for dipping. All for just $2.99. It'll have you saying, I'm thinking Arby's.
News, weather, and sports online at KNDU.com.
Well, trouble in Beantown and redemption in Tinseltown off the top in sports tonight. Good evening, everyone. The October extravaganza continues. Yankees with some clutch performances to get into the playoffs, and the Governor on hand in Anaheim as they try to go up 2-0 on the Angels. 3 big plays for them. One of the NLDS, Andrew Jones and the Atlanta Braves. They've gone 14 straight years. Bottom 1. Chipper Jones facing Andy Pettit. That's a solo shot to right for the switch hitter. It goes into the bleachers, and that tying the game at 1 in the third. That was in the first. Top 3, bases loaded for Morgan Ensberg. This guy with a big game, 4 RBIs, 2 of them right here. The single to left off Tim Hudson. Scores Craig Biggio and Willie Taveras. 3-1 Astros. They take the 1-0 lead in the series, winning 10-5. Well, a bit of managerial news. A day after signing on to head the Tigers, Jim Leyland saying at a press conference today, to be honest, I don't know very much about your team or the American League, but I think I'll pick it up pretty fast. Not exactly reassuring for Tiger fans or the team, for whom waiting a day later may have landed them a better man. Ken Maka out of a job with the A's after he said he and the team couldn't come to terms. The team winning 88 games this year and making the playoffs once in Maka's tenure in 2003. Switching to basketball now, the Sonics with essentially the same cast of characters around this season to see if they can push farther into their playoff run of a season ago. A possible minor hindrance, Ray Allen may need surgery to correct a sinus problem that's keeping him from sleeping at night, he says. Nonetheless, he's staying upbeat about the work ethic of his team under his new coach.
A case where we go out and we need to really get in shape. You know, we can come in here and let Bob coach and put us in good situations, and guys have their response.
Absolutely. I think it's very exciting for all those people.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
All right, well, up next, we will show you a python who needed to eat smaller portions. Stay tuned.
I never wanted to leave my patients.
Personal injury lawyers are driving up liability costs and forcing good doctors out of Washington.
Delivering babies or performing surgery is becoming unaffordable.
Voting yes on I-330, no on I-336 means patients recover unlimited economic damages such as lost income and treatment costs. But jackpot verdicts for non-economic damages and enormous legal bills are gone forever.
For real reform, vote yes on I-330, no on I-336.
Paid for by doctors, nurses, and patients for a healthy Washington.
From portable DVD players and flat-screen TVs to laptops and digital cameras. When it comes to living the digital lifestyle, bring it home at the Walmart price.
Okay, guys, I think I got it all figured out. Let's see, orange, that's soccer. Green is guitar practice, and blue is for bluebirds. Get it? Bluebirds?
Mom, what color is dinner? KFC!
Make time for dinner at KFC. Feed your busy family with 10 freshly cooked pieces of the Colonel's finger-licking drumsticks and thighs for only $7.99. And don't forget our new Flavor Station wings. 'Wings. Bring back dinner at KFC.
KFC.
Make time for dinner at KFC. Feed your busy family with 10 freshly cooked pieces of the Colonel's finger-licking drumsticks and thighs for only $7.99. And don't forget our new Flavor Station wings. Bring back dinner at KFC.
In the same time it took to watch this commercial, you can pay your Benton PUD bill online. Just get on the internet, go to Benton PUD's website, and click on Power Pay. With a few clicks, you can pay your Benton PUD bill. No checks, no stamps, no hassle. Available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Another convenience for our customers. Benton PUD. People with energy working for you.
Why does KNDU Local News cover education?
Because you need to know what's happening with your children every day.
It's your tax money paying for it. Are they spending your money well?
Because these kids will soon be part of the workforce as your employees.
The quality of schools is an important measurement of our community.
Because these children are our future.
KNDU Local News. More local news more often.
Will be a fairly nice day tomorrow, but we will have a chance to see some clouds rolling in late afternoon, starting off with temperatures in the upper 30s to lower 40s by lunchtime, back toward the 65-degree mark, and we will get back up to the upper 60s and lower 70s by late afternoon.
Thanks, Jonathan. In tonight's Picture of the Night, scientists in Florida trying to figure out how a 13-foot Burmese python consumed a 6-foot alligator in the Everglades.
Apparently, the python's eyes were bigger than its stomach. It was found literally split in half, with the gator partially outside its body. Biologists say the incredible find also sheds light on the dangers of people who release exotic pets into the wild.
Weird.
Wow.
All right.
Big appetite.
Have a good night.
See you tomorrow.
Now at Old Country Buffet, you can get steak Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights. Get a complete top sirloin dinner for under $10. Kids even less. Steak, now Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at Old Country Buffet.
Now, here's another Sex and the City quickie.
New York City, home to 1 million exciting, eligible single men. And 4 cold and slightly cranky single women.
Look at how small it looks. Who would have thought an island that tiny would be big enough to hold all our old...
They're perfect for camping, working anywhere you need, for all kinds of RV comforts like air conditioning, or for emergency backup. Lightweight and quiet, Honda's got a generator that's right for you. See the CU 2000? 2 of them provided enough power to film this entire commercial. Honda, the power of choice. Call us for the dealer nearest you or shop online now at honda.com.
It's a Rick's house. Monty, just making it all stand out.
Wicks Furniture has held over their store-wide sale and clearance event for 1 week only. The entire store is on sale with free interest till 2010. 0 minimum purchase, 0 interest till January 2010. Hurry, this store-wide sale and clearance event ends Tuesday.
Rick's house.
Thank you for watching K2, the Spirit of the Northwest.